Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. This is our weekly stretch session where we focus on getting into our bodies, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of our day and the rest of our week. So as we move through practice today, keep in mind your boundaries and really notice where are you ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps just find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and find a comfortable position, whether the legs are crossed or straight out in front of you. You can be up on a block like I am, or just down on the mat, whatever you prefer. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into our sits bones, and we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw our shoulders forward and up. Exhale as we bring them back and down. Last time, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Nice work. Bring your hands into a comfortable position. It can be on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. We're now in the brown bear phase of the year, which happens under the ninth moon of the year. Now is the time to learn how to use our sense of discernment and analysis we've developed through all of our experiences throughout the year. We learn how to heal what is broken and how to do so in a way that is wise. In this way, we live in alignment with our true self. As we move through our practice today, notice a sense of discernment that helps you make the practice what you need it to be today. So settling in, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take a deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale your breath back out. Take another deep inhale. Feel your belly expanding outward like a big balloon. And then exhale as you draw the belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale as you draw air in your nose, down your throat, fill your lungs. And then exhale as you feel that air squeeze out of the lungs, move up your throat and out your nose. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling with intention, really allowing yourself to just focus on your breath. Focus on the movements of the breath here. Allow the breath to be slow, calm, and healing. Now, if the mind gets distracted by thoughts, noises, or physical sensations, that is okay. It happens. See if you can bring the attention back to the breath, back to the inhales and the exhales. Now, if it makes sense for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, discerning. Inhale, I am. Exhale, discerning. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Take one more deep inhale here as you set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here. Feel that intention with your heart and mind. And then exhale the breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Really great work. We're actually going to come down onto our backs today. So if you're using any props, make sure you move those out of the way, making sure that your space above your and to the sides of your mat is clear. So coming down onto your back here, we're going to tuck our knees into our chest to start, giving ourselves a little squeeze, maybe rocking from side to side just to get a little roly-poly action here. We're starting to loosen up those back muscles, warm up the spine here, get a little bit of blood flow in this region of the body. So simply noticing here what feels good for you. Good. And then let's go ahead and come into stillness here. Let's go ahead, take that right leg, extend it straight out to the end of the mat. Take your right arm, wrap it around your left leg here. Good. And then bring your left arm out to a T. On the exhale, allow your left knee to lower down toward the mat here. So we've got a couple options here. Now, you notice here that my leg kind of hovers for a minute, foot lowers down. If it's accessible, you can get that knee to the floor, but I encourage you to check in with your left shoulder blade. If it's not down onto the floor, press into your right elbow so your shoulder blades are both onto the mat, and notice how that knee pops back up, at least for me. So an option here is to use a prop like a block or maybe a pillow to place under the knee and maybe part of the shin and calf area here. That's going to help you get that good alignment here. So you're getting a nice deep twist through the spine, as well as getting that leg kind of moving over. Now the gaze can stay toward the ceiling, but I encourage you to see if you can rotate it off to the left. So you're bringing that twist all the way up into the neck. Wherever you find yourself, let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Remember, with props like blocks, you've got multiple heights, and you can always adjust that height mid-posture as your body settles into the posture. All right. Inhale, let's go ahead. Press into that right elbow. Bring that left leg up into center. Good. And then extend your left leg straight out to the end of the mat. Make any adjustments with the hips that you need. And then go ahead and draw that right knee into your chest here. Right arm comes out to a T. Exhale, wrap the left arm around the knee. And then on the next exhale, allow that knee to come over to the left side. So now you're seeing it from the opposite side here. I have lowered my knee down onto my block because I want to keep my right shoulder blade onto the mat, and I encourage you to do the same. Pressing into that left elbow, so we're getting that nice twist through the spine. And then again, I'm going to turn my gaze over to the right here, so I'm bringing that twist all the way up into the neck. It's an option, one I invite you to try. It's not a requirement, though, of course. Wherever you find yourself, let's take a couple of deep breaths here together. All right. Inhale, press into that left elbow, bring that knee back up into center here. Good. Tuck both knees into the chest just for a moment. Give yourself a little squeeze for a little bit of a release through the low back here. Good. Now go ahead, make sure that you have props are out of the way here. We're going to extend our legs straight out to the end of the mat and then bring our arms up overhead. Now we're going to keep our torso right where it is, but we're going to move from the hips and from the top of the body here, from the shoulder area. So start by stepping your feet to the right corner of your mat. So your butt stays right where it is, but your legs start to angle out. And then step your arms over to the right corner of the mat. So if someone were looking down from you at a from an overview perspective, you would kind of look like a banana laying on the floor. We're getting a nice full body stretch from the outside of our left leg all the way up through the left side body, through the outside of that left pinky here. If you'd like, take that right hand, grasp that left wrist, and gently pull it over to the right here for a little bit of a deepening of the stretch here. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice work. Release those arms, come back into center. Release those legs, come back into center. And then we'll go on to the opposite side. So step your legs over to the left corner of the mat, and then step your arms over to the left corner of the mat, kind of tilting the torso here. So now we're feeling a stretch from the outside of our right ankle and heel, all the way up through the right side body to the outside of our right pinky. You can take that left hand, grasp the right wrist, and gently pull it over to the left if you'd like. It's going to deepen that stretch a little bit. Taking a couple deep breaths here. This is a great posture to do before going to bed or waking up in the morning. And because you're doing it laying down, you can do it right in bed, which is one of the best parts about it. Nice work. All right. On the next inhale, step those arms back into neutral. Bring those legs back into neutral. Lovely. Sweep those hands so they're down, palms facing down by your hips, and then bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Good. We want our heels to be pretty much beneath our knees here, and we want them about hip width distance apart. For this next posture, we're going to move into bridge. We want to keep our gaze looking straight to the sky so we can support our neck here and not injure it. So you're welcome to take a moment, watch me do the posture, and then make your way into it so you don't have to be looking at your screen. Okay? So wherever you find yourself here, palms are on the floor. We're going to inhale, press into our heels, and lift our hips coming into bridge. So we have a couple options. We can stay right here. Another option is to reach those fingertips toward the heels. Maybe you touch the heels. You can interlace those fingers beneath your glutes if you'd like, or you can stack your shoulders under, which is really going to lift your hips up even further, and it's going to increase that arch in the back here. Wherever you find yourself, your knees are gently squeezing toward the midline as if you're holding a yoga block or a pillow between your legs. So the knees are not touching, but you're gently squeezing, working the inner thighs here. Pressing your hips up, we're feeling work in our glutes, core is engaged. Good, our thighs are really going to work here. And let's just take a couple deep breaths here together. Gaze stays toward the ceiling no matter where you are. All right. On the next inhale, releasing the hands and the shoulders, rolling down one vertebrae at a time here, allowing your hips to be the last thing that comes to rest on the mat. And then gently tuck those knees into the chest, wrap your arms around here for a little release. Maybe rock from side to side. Of course, you can stay in stillness if you'd like. When we do a posture like bridge where we're arching in the back, we always want to do a counter posture here. It's such an important part of our spine. And the whole part's important, but it's a very big part of our spine. So we always want to give it a little extra love and care here. Lovely. And then coming back into neutral, we're going to drop the soles of the feet down to the floor here. Now, this time we're going to allow our knees to fall open wide and the soles of our feet to come together for recline bound angle. Now, as we're in this posture, maybe you find, hey, my knees can't lower all the way down to the mat. Totally fine. Couple options. You can take your yoga block or a pillow or even a stack of books if you have them, and you can place it underneath the legs here or all the way out underneath the knees. That's going to support that opening. And again, you've got different heights with yoga blocks. You don't have to do it, but it is an option if you want to use it there. Okay. So hands can come onto the hip bones. That can be incredibly grounding. You can also have a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest if you'd like to stay in tune with the breath. Another option is to bring your arms out to a T here and really bring that opening position all the way up into the chest, into the torso here. So notice what feels right for you. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice work, folks. Go ahead, inhale, fold those legs together. Just a quick little release of the spine, giving ourselves a little squeeze here. When we stretch our hips, we also stretch our back. So it can be pretty intense on the low back, even when we do a very gentle hip opener like reclined bound angle. Okay? Nice work. Go ahead and start by extending that right leg out toward the end of the mat, and then extend your left leg straight up toward the sky. So it's like we're creating an L with our legs here. Now, I'm going to keep my block nearby for some support here. I'm going to take my right arm and wrap it around my calf, but you can also grab your thigh. And then on the exhale, allow the leg to fall across the body over to the right. And I'm going to bring it down, that calf down on top of the block here. So now I'm targeting my IT band in the left leg. Once again, we want to keep that left shoulder blade onto the mat. So pressing into that right elbow to keep the shoulder blades down, which may mean you need to change the position of the block here. Now, if you're feeling a deep stretch, but you want it a little bit deeper, think about moving the toes toward the top of the mat here. That's going to deepen that stretch through that IT band. Of course, it's an option, it's not a requirement. This right hand can rest on the leg or on the mat. Notice what's right for you. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice work, folks. We're going to bend that left knee, press into that right elbow, come into center, and extend your left leg to the end of the mat. I'm going to shift my block over to the opposite side. Inhale, lift that right leg straight toward the sky. Again, we're creating an L with our legs here. Taking that left arm, wrapping it around the thigh or the calf, and then exhale, allowing the leg to fall over to the left this time. Extending your right arm out to a T, and this time my right leg is lowering down onto a block opposite side. So now we're feeling a stretch to the outside of that right leg here. Nice deep IT band stretch. So notice what feels right for you here. And again, you can move those toes toward the top of the mat if you need a deeper stretch, but it's an option. It's certainly not a requirement. And it might be different from side to side. So notice what feels right for you. Let's breathe together. Inhale, press into that left elbow, bend the right knee, bring yourself back into center. Nice work. Make sure that your props are out of the way. Tuck the knees into the chest. You can either roll onto your side and come up, or you can rock back and forth, bringing yourself all the way up into a seated position. And we're actually going to go right onto our bellies here. So coming down onto the mat, excuse me, we're going to start by bringing our arms out to a T and bringing our right cheek to the floor. We're getting ready for 8-point shoulder stretch. So coming down onto the mat, we're going to bring our left hand beneath the shoulder, elbow sticks up in the air. Bend the left knee so your foot sticks up in the air. And then on the exhale, roll onto your right side. Drop that left foot to the outside of the right leg. Rest your head down on the floor. Left arm stays here for support. That right arm stayed right where it is. It's sticking straight out, perpendicular to your body. You're getting a nice deep shoulder stretch here. Your top knee can fold open or down toward the mat, depending on how deep of a twist you'd like in your spine. Good. Wherever you are, taking just a couple deep breaths here. All right. Inhale, go ahead. Let's roll onto our bellies. I'm going to stay where I am so you can see the backside of the posture and kind of get a sense of what that looks like as well. Okay. So arms are extended out to a T. This time, bring your left cheek down to the floor. We're going to bring our right hand beneath the shoulder, elbow sticks up in the air. Bend your right knee so the foot sticks up in the air. And then exhale, rotate onto the left side here. Drop that right foot to the outside of the left leg. Head rests down on the mat. We're now in 8-point shoulder stretch on the opposite side. So once again, this right arm can stay down on the floor for extra support. Your knee can either fold open behind you or close down toward the mat. Notice what feels right. As you can see, this left arm is sticking straight out from the body, perpendicular to the rest of the body here. And we're getting that nice heart opener and shoulder opener. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice work. Inhale, we're going to go ahead, roll back onto our bellies. Bring the hands beneath the shoulders on the next inhale. Press yourself up onto your hands and knees. And then exhale, sink back into a child's pose here. Elongate your arms. Bring your forehead down to the floor. So just taking a moment here, checking in with the body. If you'd like, you're welcome to wrap those arms around to your feet, coming into embryo, allowing those shoulders to shrug up toward the ears. This is a nice little variation. It's certainly not required. Nice deep breath here. One more deep inhale. Good. On the next inhale, bring the hands beneath the shoulders. Go ahead and press yourself up. And we're actually going to come down onto our backs for final relaxation. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water. Now is your moment. We won't sit up for the rest of practice, okay? So coming down onto your back here. Good. Tuck your knees into your chest. One last little squeeze. Practice well done. And then go ahead, drop the soles of the feet down to the floor. So you've got lots of options for final relaxation. You can remain right here if this feels good. Soles of the feet can come wide if you want to come back into that recline bound angle. It's a very delicious posture. You can extend one leg out to the end of the mat and keep that other foot in for fallen tree, or you can extend both feet out for traditional final relaxation. Notice what feels right for your hands here. They can really be in any position at all. It's whatever supports you, and finding some ease and just leaning back here for a few minutes. If you prefer, you can also lay on your side or your belly, or you can just come back into a seated position. It's really whatever you want, as this is your final relaxation pose. So as you find and make your way into this position, I invite you to make any adjustments that will allow you to be as comfortable as you can here today. And then I invite you to tune into your breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath is moving, how deep or shallow it's become. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Just allow that air to move in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. Just become a witness of the breath, noticing how it's moving, what it's like, how it feels. Now, if the mind gets distracted, thoughts, noises, physical sensations, it happens. See if you can draw the attention back to the breath, back to the inhales and the exhales. Of course, if it feels right for you, you can come back to using the mantra we established at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, discerning. Inhale, I am. Exhale, discerning. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect yours. I will be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here. When we cultivate peace inside us, we begin to see things as they really are. When we're able to see clearly, understanding and compassion arise, and anger and jealousy fade away. We accept ourselves as we are, we accept others as they are, and we can look at ourselves and others with the eyes of compassion. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Taking another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position, and we close out our practice together today. So finding that comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. We inhale the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Find a comfortable spot for your hands, legs, lap, or at heart center. Close the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here for this weekly stretch session with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis Miller. You can find me here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so make sure to mark your calendars, set your alarms. You can follow Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, so make sure that you connect with us in all of those great spaces. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you on your mat again soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.